Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is D back again with MKD58 Media, and I've got another movie review for you guys. And this movie review is for the 1996 film Primal Fear. All right, now Primal Fear, I'm gonna actually just read the cast off of my phone because it's actually a pretty recognizable cast, some big hitters here, but it stars Edward Norton, Richard Gere, Laura Linney, Maura Tierney, who you might know from, News Radio, amongst a lot of other things, but I know her from News Radio. Alfred Woodard, John Mahoney, Andre Brower. Yeah, just some really kind of big names here back in the 90s. It just reminds me of how the movies in the 90s seem to always be packed with multiple big names. And that's what that cast reminds me of. But so what this movie is about, Richard Gere plays a very famous, successful defense attorney who he's all about the fame. He, even in the film, he says he loves getting the TV screen time and all that type of stuff. He loves it. He's all about the fame and the money, as opposed to ethics and morals and good and bad and right and wrong and all that type of stuff. So, and he takes on this case where he's going to defend a character played by Edward Norton, who is a altar boy who is accused of murdering an archbishop, just brutally murdering and mutilating a very famous, renowned archbishop. And Richard Gere takes on this case, and his kind of opposition in the case, the prosecutor on the other side happens to be an ex-lover of his, played by, let me get her name here, Laura Linney. So, and that's kind of the backdrop of what's going on here. Now, what I thought about this movie was a classic kind of 90s, mid-90s crime thriller, courtroom drama in a way. Just all of that, very kind of, nothing to me that stood out as spectacular or above the fray, but it was overall all around entertaining. Like I enjoyed my viewing of this. Now, the one issue I had with this movie is that now I watched this movie probably about, it was a while ago, because I meant to do this review a while ago. I watched the movie maybe about a week and a half ago, maybe even 2 weeks ago. I remember seeing the ending to this movie years ago. And at one point I just caught the ending, like this movie has a twist ending, and I'm not going to give it away in this review, but I caught the twist to this ending years ago on TV, just by accident. It was like at a time when I wasn't even really thinking about Primal Fear as a movie I'd want to watch. So when I caught the end on television, I didn't think anything of it until, about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, when I sat down to watch the movie in full. And then as the movie started, I realized, oh shit, I think I know I think I know who's guilty and who isn't in this film. But I said, you know what, but let me stick it out. I'm going to go ahead and watch the whole movie. It'll be an interesting little kind of thing, kind of a little experiment to watch a movie all the way through that has a twist ending, and I already know the twist, and to see how much I will enjoy the film. And lo and behold, I still was able to enjoy the film quite a bit, even though I knew what the twist was and what the truth was going to be in the end. So that's actually a very kind of strong positive for this movie, that you can, or at least I can, know how the movie ends and then go and watch the whole movie knowing how it ends, and I still enjoy the viewing. So that's a really big thing, a big positive about this film. Richard Gere gives a good performance as his character. Now, there's all the acting performances are pretty good in this, but there's one thing that kind of was a little annoying about this movie, and that was the ex-lover, possibly future lover, maybe current lover type relationship between Richard Gere and Laura Linney, the prosecutor that's opposing Richard Gere in this film. That whole dynamic did nothing for me in this movie. It was kind of annoying because they were always having their little interchanges where it was clear they want each other, but then she doesn't want him, but she wants to play hard to get, and then she's irritated with him, and then there's the competitiveness between lawyers, and there was so much of the kind of relationship, non-relationship type drama going on between them that was actually just kind of more annoying for me, as opposed to being intriguing and fun and bringing anything to the table in terms of the movie. Now, it brought another layer to the situation, but it wasn't necessarily a welcomed layer, because movies, a lot of times, they always try to throw a wrench in the whole situation by always having there be an ex-love relationship or a current love relationship or an affair going on, and then you got to deal with the whole relationship drama. And relationship drama in general is always annoying. It's very rarely enjoyable to sit through. It's always kind of just goofy, and relationship drama is only intriguing and kind of, you only can get wrapped up in it when you're involved in it, when it's your heart and your life and your money and your family and all that type of stuff on the line. Watching other people go through it, especially in a movie that you really want to know about the criminal aspect, the mystery, the crime, and that drama, watching relationship stuff in the midst of that, depending on how it's executed, can be really annoying. And that continues with this situation, because I did not really care at all about what they had going on, but it was constantly at the forefront, or at least bubbling beneath the surface of this situation. So that is a negative that I have about this movie, that whole ex-lover, current lover dynamic between Richard Gere and Laura Linney. So my score, though, for this film, I don't know if there's anything else I need to get into, but I won't get into. Edward Norton gives a great performance. I saw somebody say this was his first motion picture role like this. I don't know if that's true or not, but if so, what a way to debut into the whole movie world and movie scene, because this was a really good performance from him. And the idea that this was his first performance really raises my viewing of his performance here even higher, to know that this was possibly his first kind of big time movie role. So my score for this film, I'm gonna go 7.5 out of 10 for Primal Fear. It's an enjoyable watch, but it's not anything special. I will say this: if you don't know the twist, the movie will be much stronger for you, I believe, if you don't know the twist. Like I said, I went in knowing the twist, and I'm giving it a 7.5 score based off of me knowing the twist before I saw the whole movie, and then watching the whole movie, and the movie still being pretty good and pretty entertaining. If I hadn't known the twist, there's a chance I might have given this movie an 8. Like, if I hadn't already known the twist might have been strong enough and powerful enough to where it might have made me give it an 8, because it might have been more shocking. But so that's something to consider when you consider the score I gave it. So 7.5 out of 10 for Primal Fear. I would compare this to just about any kind of courtroom crime, murder, drama type film. So while obviously there's major differences, but if you want to talk about something like a Few Good Men, like I said, these aren't complete parallels. I know there's lots of differences, but just in terms of movies that kind of revolve around lawyers trying to get convictions, or lawyers trying to defend people from convictions regarding real brutal crimes and things like that, A Few Good Men and A Time to Kill are ones that come to mind just right off the bat. So yeah, that's it, you guys. I'll leave you with that. Primal Fear, 7.5 out of 10. And as always, until the next time, I will catch you on the next go round.